Hey, what's up, everybody? Fun video topic. Hold on, I'm getting a call. Hey, what's up, Blake? Yeah, man, I'll be over soon. I gotta make this stupid fucking video that Chris Fantazi requested. Yeah, he's a channel member now. He's a member of your channel too? Oh, yeah. You and Ronnie got your work cut out for you with this guy. This guy has a lot of crazy requests. All right. Yeah, I'll swing by your studio, aka your son's room, right after I'm done making this goddamn video. All right, see ya. Oh shit, I'm recording. I should probably redo this one. Let's call it a remake. Alright guys, so today's video, I am going to be talking about my top 10 remakes, reboots, and requels. Okay? And all of those topics are kind of encompassed in this list, and I put down my top 10 of movies that fit in those categories, and we're just going to go through it from 10 all the way to 1. This is a request from one of my channel members, Chris Fantazi, so thank you, Chris, for this request. Without further ado, guys, let's get right into this. Before I do that, I will say some of these movies I have a lot to say about. Some I don't really have much to say about. This is just my personal opinion on movies that are my favorites of these categories. So, take it easy on me if, one of your movies isn't on this list, or, if a movie you think qualifies and I don't, well, it's all up for interpretation. But for the most part, I think I got most of the big ones here. So, number 10 is going to be Scream 2022. Scream 5. I'm kind of hiding my face here because, who cares? It's only fantasy. Kidding. No. But, Chris, I'm just joking, buddy, by the way. But anyway, guys, Scream 2022 would fall into the requel category. It's good. It did what it had to do to get the franchise back on track. It was very safe. I'm going to move over a little bit. It was a very safe movie, okay? But it had to be to get the franchise, like I said, back on track. They did take a risk with killing off Dewey, which I thought was a smart risk to take. But overall, this is a very solid entry into the Scream franchise. Most of the entries in the franchise are solid, if not more than solid. And this, is right up there with it. It is my number 10. Moving right along, guys, my number 9 is going to be the remake of Evil Dead back from 2013. This might be blasphemy for some of you, but I actually prefer Evil Dead 2013 to the original Evil Dead. I thought they did a great job, with the main character here, how she kind of has, I think she has kind of like a drug problem. So when she's seeing these things, this thing happen in the woods here, nobody believes her. And I thought that was a really clever twist to put on this movie. So Evil Dead remake is my number 9. Number 8, It Chapter 1 back from 2017. This I would probably put into the reboot category, only because the It miniseries from 1990 was just that. It was a made-for-TV miniseries. Now we got something coming to the big screen here. We had something coming to the big screen, so it kind of was rebooting the franchise. This I'm only including Chapter 1 because I think It Chapter 2 has a lot of pitfalls. I wouldn't say it sucks, but I think It Chapter 1 is far superior. And I think it's a really, really fun movie. And other than some spotty CGI, not even spotty CGI, but just overuse of CGI, other than that, I really, really enjoyed this movie. So It from 2017 is my number 8. All right, here's a fun one. My number 7. A lot of people do not know that this is actually a remake. And that is 13 Ghosts from late 90s, early 2000s. It's actually a remake of a movie from, I think the 1930s or something like that. Maybe not the 30s, maybe it was after that. But anyway, this is a fun little movie. I won't call it a great movie, but you got Monk in here, Tony Shalhoub. You got Matthew Lillard, who everyone loves. And it is a fun movie about essentially these ghosts in this house. That's a glass house, and there's a lot of twists and turns. All the different ghosts, all 13 of them, have cool backstories. Some are more dangerous than others. Some are, more tantalizing to look at than others. But I really enjoy this little flick. It's a product of its time, like I said, that late 90s, early 2000s era. But it's one of the more fun entries from that era to watch. So 13 Ghost is my number 7. Number 6, The Blob from 1988. Another fun movie, guys. This has been on my list to rewatch for a long, long time. I have not seen this in years, probably like 15 years. But last time I watched it, I remember thinking how great it was. The special effects are pretty damn good. We'll see how they hold up upon rewatch. But it was 1988, so it's a very much like I just mentioned with 13 Ghosts. This is a product of its time as well. I think it's a remake. I think the original was in the 50s. Might have been like 58, so this might have been 30 years later. But The Blob from 1988, I remember seeing it on TV as a kid, and the effects work kind of just got me in with all the practical effects here. There's some cool scenes, where the blob comes out of like a sink or something and pulls some guy right through the fucking sink. It is a fun movie. I had to include this on my list, and it is at my number 6. Number 5. Before I get to my top 5, guys, tell me down in the comments what your favorite or favorites as far as remakes, reboots, and requels are. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, and let me know if I missed any here that you come to mind for you. My number 5, it's going to be The Fly. Jeff Goldblum, baby. Ooh, this is a cool-ass movie. It's Cronenberg. I was talking about the effects with The Blob. I mean, the effects in 2 years earlier from The Fly in 1986, the effects here are fantastic. Just awesome practical effects. This is essentially a love story, too, between Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis, and it's a tragedy. Who can forget when he, as he starts turning, when he just snaps that fucking guy's arm in that arm wrestling match. Oh, God. I can't watch bones break like that. But awesome movie, awesome scene. I think this is one of the best remakes of all time. See, I got a good mix so far of, reboots, requels, and remakes, and I think it's going to continue here as we go. Let's get to my number 4. My number 4, Halloween 2018. This I would probably count as a requel, right? Yeah, you could make a case for a reboot, because essentially, it kind of rebooted the franchise into the trilogy we ended up getting. But I think Halloween 2018, although I have issues with it as a diehard Halloween fan and Halloween purist, whatever the hell you want to call me, I have some issues with it. But overall, this put the franchise right back on the tracks. After the messy timelines and messy Rob Zombie movies, you will not be seeing those on this list. But this did a great job. I've talked about Halloween 2018 ad nauseum, so I'm not going to continue talking about it. But Halloween 2018 had to make my list. It is at number 4. Coming in at number 3. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003. That's right, the Jessica Biel one. And don't kill me, but I actually think this is superior to the OG from 1974. I think this is a better movie. And I don't say that about a lot of remakes, but this is just a really, really intense fucking movie. And it's what I think of when I think of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Obviously, you're going to think of the original because there's so many iconic scenes from the original that are just kind of woven into the fabric of popular culture. But for me, I prefer the feeling of the 2003 remake. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 is my number 3. And now we are getting to the cream of the crop here, guys. My top 2. Not only are my top 2 some of the best and my favorite remakes of all time, they're also some of my favorite movies of all time. I'm talking top 10 favorite movies. Not horror movies, movies. That's how much I love these next 2 fucking movies. Number 2, Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 1978. That's right, Jeff Goldblum again, right? But this stars Donald Sutherland, Leonard Nimoy, like I said, Jeff Goldblum. Just a fucking incredible movie. I need to review this movie so I can talk about it at length. But Invasion of the Body Snatchers 1978, if you have not seen this, I implore you to check it out. Okay? It's set in San Francisco, and the ending is iconic. The tone and feel of this movie throughout is absolutely incredible. So it is my number 2. But there can only be one number 1. John Carpenter's The Thing. You know, I got my The Thing shirt on right now. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I actually reviewed this movie a few months ago, right in the heart of winter, so you can find out all my nitty-gritty thoughts on it there. But, I will say this. The best practical effects of all time, some of the best tension of all time, claustrophobia, paranoia. You know, The Thing is a masterclass in all of that. And in my opinion, it is the best remake of all time. So, that's my list. Like I said, tell me your list down below. Chris Fantazi, I was busting your balls earlier in this video. I appreciate this topic, bud. There are a lot of good remakes out there. We need to keep giving remakes a chance. Okay? Don't just dismiss them. Like, I know it's easy to do, especially when it's a movie you love, like the original. But let's give remakes a chance. I would prefer, you know, some more original ideas out in Hollywood. But I understand what they're doing. So tell me down below, like I said, your favorite reboot, requel, or remake. I'm Nick Push. Thanks for watching, everyone.